Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Fast Frame. You see their website right there, Fast Frame Knoxville. They're out in the Common Shopping Center on Peters Road. You can go in there. They not only have great framing they can do for you, but they have beautiful prints in-house that you can pick up for your home or office. But regardless of what you need to have done, they can do it. Any size, any color, any type mat, any type frame. Take your magazines, photos, autographs, whatever down there, and they can make a cheap piece of paper look like a work of art. Fast Frame Knoxville. Okay. Few hot topics regarding UT football and the NFL in this segment. Going to be kind of quick. After all the years of hearing Tennessee's offensive line was NFL caliber, only two players were drafted. Is this the single most overrated group in recent UT history?
Yes.
Can we think of another group that, I mean, you could say the whole 05 team that was projected as third in the nation, but as a group.
I'm not ready to give it that label. I think, as Chuck mentioned earlier, this was a really deep draft. I think that's another reason why some of these guys got pushed back, not just Tennessee, but a lot of good guys that came out early.
All I heard was these guys were all NFL caliber.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
they may turn out to be as undrafted rookie free agent, Tiny Richardson to the Vikings.
But is that Tiny Richardson's health? I mean, does that make him overrated?
Somebody drafted Marcus Lattimore, and he had his leg amputated, and he got drafted. So, I mean,
I just look at the results they had. They had what? They had like 9,000 starts between them over the course of the time they were here.
How many third and ones did they ever
I just look at the results. This just confirms to me that somebody looked at them and said, you know what? They're not as good as everybody.
Well, they also had 9,000 offensive line coaches.
Yep, they did, and that hurt.
And can you put this caveat on there? I think the left side of the offensive line was overrated, and Tiny Richardson failed the NFL physical and said he was playing at 65%. So that was the left side of the offensive line. I think you could say was the most overrated position.
Right side's pretty good, wasn't it?
Overrated. Yeah. All right, here we go. Next one. A few years ago, there was a great debate as to who had the better young quarterback in the SEC: Georgia with Aaron Murray or Tennessee with Tyler Bray. Bob, you and I got into it with a certain caller that if we threw the name, everybody would recognize it. He couldn't believe that we said Aaron Murray. This was back when they were really young. We're going to find out because they're both. Tyler Bray was with Kansas City, signed undrafted last year under Andy Reid. Then the next year they draft Aaron Murray. Reading the Kansas City News, the Kansas City Star this week, they're saying, okay, who makes the roster? It ain't Tyler Bray. Who do you think makes the roster, Tyler Bray or Aaron Murray? Or both?
Well, healthy, I think it's Aaron Murray. They don't have a lot invested in Tyler Bray because they didn't draft him as an undrafted free agent, so you don't have to hold on to him for any draft reasons. So I think it's Aaron Murray. I think he fits the system of Andy Reid better anyway. But the thing is that how healthy is Aaron Murray? If he's not healthy, they might need to stash him and have him sit out a year. Then it might be Bray by default because they only have one other quarterback besides Alex Smith.
Yeah, and they could put Murray on the one of their rookie, what they call not the practice squad, is it? Why is my brain
like
melting?
A PUP, something like that.
Yeah, my brain just melted on air. Okay. I think Murray was better than Bray all the way through his career. I think he's going to be the better pro if he gets a shot. All right. It was announced this week that the New England Patriots were going to bring in New Keese. We were just playing around at the Pilot store, Richardson, for a workout. He's the guy that Lane Kiffin swiped from Urban Meyer, made a big deal out of it. Then after his arrest and dismissal at Tennessee in that pilot thing with Jansen Jackson and Michael Edwards, I think. Was it Michael Edwards? I hope I'm not besmirching someone. After that, he wound up at 3 other small colleges. What's more surprising, that New Keese Richardson is actually back on the radar in football, or that the Aaron Hernandez Patriots are the team looking at him?
Well, I think it's New Keese, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with, the fact that he's just even still out there floating around.
Okay.
Somebody must have owed somebody a favor.
I think you pointed out in between segments. He's from the state of Florida.
Well, he
was committed to Florida, and Belichick loves anyone.
He thought he was a Gator.
Yeah, that's the obvious deal there. They thought he was a Gator.
Were you shocked as I was that New Keese Richardson was still on the planet?
Yes.
I mean, that's just.
Yes, I mean, I would have been shocked if he was in the Arena League.
Left field. But as a Patriots fan, I'm so happy that they would be the ones to go and give him a workout. Okay, when we come back, lightning round. We got baseball, we got softball, we got a basketball shot clock, we got Tennessee's APR to talk about. A little later, we're also going to talk about Philip Fulmer's role as ex-UT coach. That should be interesting. Come on back on the Sports Source.